My name is Cliff. Welcome to Cliff on Cars. Today I'm with Piet. Hi Piet.
Nice meeting. Nice talking to you, Cliff.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, coming on this beautiful afternoon in South Africa.
Great.
To come and have a look at your Alfa Quadrifoglio, if that's how you pronounce it, the Giulia.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good enough.
As close as we can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me something, Piet. You're a restaurateur, so you run a restaurant.
Yes.
What is it with chaps that own restaurants and Italian cars?
Okay, well, actually, I'm a businessman. I've got commercial business activities. The restaurant is a hobby. It's on the sideline, but it's because I love food and good cuisine, and I'm particular about, the quality of what we produce from the kitchen, and I also enjoy seeing the people having decent service. So that's my balance in terms of quality of food, service, and we've got a lot of return customers who come back for more and more. So
I eat this sometimes and I enjoy it.
Yeah, oh, good.
But here's your other hobby.
Yes.
The Alfa.
Correct.
Now tell us, what made you buy this car? And I'm going to say this because Alfa left South Africa many years ago. And when they came back, they never came back with anything really interesting that would grab our attention until this came along.
Okay.
And this challenged what I can say were the top three, which was your Mercedes, your Audi, and your BMW. That'd be the RS Audis, the AMGs, and the M3s.
Correct.
And this really came and shook the scene.
Yes.
So what made you go this direction versus the others?
Well, I've always had a preference, over the passage of time, I had a preference for driving something unique, amongst, the general sort of vehicles you find on the road. And then when this Alfa was planned, I read up about it and I saw the results on the Nürburgring and saw it was the fastest sedan around the Nürburgring. And that obviously captured my attention straight away. So I decided, okay, I must investigate the performance of the car. So, I was looking forward to a car that delivers a good driving experience. When I talk about a driving experience, that includes performance, handling, road handling, feedback, which the car gives you as a driver, to have a full balance of satisfaction in a motor car. That drew my attention, so I acquired this, and I've never regretted it.
Not for a day?
Not for a day, no.
Now, this tells me that you're an enthusiast because you've got a GoPro stand on your bonnet.
Yeah.
Elaborate a bit.
All right, this there's GoPros that are fixed here and on the windscreen and on the back, etc.
Okay.
And I use this car for the Neisner Samola hill climb events.
All right.
I bought this car from the Penta Motor Group in Pretoria.
Okay.
And they've got their own Giulia Quadrifoglio, which they appointed a driver called Bester, and him and myself, me in my car and him in their car, were participating
in the hill climb
event
as a team.
Yeah, as a team.
All right.
Then later on I started doing it on my own, and I've so far entered for 6 of the hill climb events.
Okay.
The first 4 went very well. I had a podium finish every time. In fact, in 2021 I won the hill climb in my class.
So
yes.
Podium finish every time?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year, 23, I couldn't compete in the final runs because I had a mishap during qualifying. In fact, what happened, I lost it on the finish line after clipping the edge of the road. And the car wasn't ready to compete, in the final events.
So you had a problem with your tire or suspension?
Yeah. I had a problem then with one of the tires, so I couldn't compete.
All right.
But yeah, I've had some very good results with this car. And I've done some track days at Swartkops, Kailami. And I really appreciate this car on the racetrack. Because I as one of my other hobbies is racing in a championship. I race in the 111 Sports and Saloons category with a Golf GTI. So I know the circuits quite well.
Okay.
And this car really impresses on the circuit, eh? If you talk about, you know, setting up good lap times,
Yeah.
this is the machine, eh?
This is the car
Yes.
over your Golf.
Oh, by a long shot.
Yeah.
Oh, by a massive long shot, yeah.
And now tell me, the suspension setup here is standard, or have you fiddled with it a bit?
This car is totally standard,
Yeah.
as it comes off the showroom floor.
And it behaves like that on a track.
It behaves like that. Depends on what setting you use.
Okay.
Because you've got normal driving mode.
Of course.
Then you've got the dynamic mode,
Yeah.
you know, which is sport mode.
Yeah.
And then you've got race mode.
Okay.
And when you activate race mode, hey, this thing is
It
wild.
comes alive.
This is wild, eh? Yeah.
What is the power output here, kilowatt?
This is 375 kilowatt,
Okay.
600 Newton meters torque. Yeah.
All right. It's got a little torque on it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
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 Interesting. I think you've got the perfect color here. I mean, this is in keeping with the Alfa tradition.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and so I think you've got the right color. I see many other colors when you see these cars, which you hardly see on the road in South Africa. So if you see a blue one or a white one, I always think that if you ever drove an Alfa, it has to be this color. You know,
Yeah.
it's somewhat like a red Ferrari.
Absolutely, I agree.
You know?
100%.
So 2.9
2.9 V6, twin
V6.
turbo.
scroll turbos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. This is big power.
Yeah, they actually, from what I understand, they used the Ferrari California,
California,
V8,
yeah.
V8 engine and left off 2 pistons to make it a V6.
Yes.
Which ended up in 2.9 liters,
Yeah.
90-degree V6, 2.9 liters twin turbo. So yeah, get lovely output.
Of which Ferrari denies that it's a California motor.
Yeah, I've heard stories like that, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the design, the 90-degree,
Yeah.
and all of that, you know, you can see
That's a California motor.
there's a Ferrari. Yeah.
I've had a look at your intercoolers here.
Yes.
Not much protection from rocks.
Oh, well,
Did-
we're not going to go on gravel roads, eh? All right. Yeah.
Yeah, just looking at that. Yeah. And then this splitter is the one that opens up and falls down at speed, or is this just one that's standard on it? That's just fixed onto it.
No, it's got a system.
Yeah.
When you go around the corner, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
When you go around the corner, it comes forward and down.
Yes.
To give you downforce.
Yeah.
Around the corner.
Okay.
Then when you straighten out, with tracks, it draws back into position, so that you don't have drag on the straights.
On the straights. Okay.
Yeah. So with the downforce around corners,
Yeah.
the car is very stable around corners, and you can maintain a very, very good corner speed.
Okay.
Especially on the racetracks, I've seen that.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow. So it's carbon fiber roof, carbon fiber bonnet,
Yeah.
carbon fiber mirrors, carbon fiber prop shaft.
Correct.
A lot of lightweight.
Yes.
Weight saved on this vehicle.
Even the fenders are carbon fiber.
Or even the fenders are carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what they've done is they've to create the perfect balance, 50-50.
50-50. Yeah.
They've used the carbon fiber in front,
Okay.
and all your heavier things like the battery and water bottles and stuff's in the boot.
Oh, really?
And that way they created the perfect balance.
Water bottles for the engine.
Yeah.
And at the back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite interesting. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's a first. And on your mirror here, this is all your hill climbs and competitions
Yeah,
that you go to.
those were my pit locations at the hill climb events.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right. And of course, an Alfa is not something special unless it's got one of these on the side, eh?
Well, Quadrifoglio means 4-leaf flower.
Okay. Yeah. And it's a
Well,
4-leaf clover.
A 4-leaf clover
Yeah.
creates the name Quadrifoglio.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got more carbon over here, carbon fiber down the side.
Yes.
An
Yeah.
interesting thing, your tires, Pete. Of course, with carbon ceramic brakes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't want to be you the day you need to go get a new set.
No, rather not. I've
Yeah.
been very fortunate. The brakes are very good. Well, the brakes are extremely effective, as you
Okay.
can imagine. Carbon ceramic brake system,
Yeah.
and the maintenance has been minimal.
Is it?
This particular car is with the carbon ceramic brake system is the race edition, and those ones are numbered. You will
Okay.
notice here, if I may show you,
All right.
there by the gear stick, there it's numbered. This one is number 28 of 30.
Okay.
And that's how you distinguish between the normal Quadrifoglio and the race edition.
All right. Yeah. That's something new. I hope you guys got that. So you've got slicks on here, and you're telling me that these are road legal slicks?
No, these aren't slicks.
Are they not slicks?
They're just worn. They might look like slicks because they've done lots of mileage.
Okay.
But this is the Pirellis which Alfa uses, you know, for their cars.
For the track days?
Yeah, for track days, for instance, and stuff like that. But these are normal road tires.
Are they?
Yeah, street legal road tires. Yeah, normal tires.
Let's come around the back here. The nice carbon spoiler and this huge diffuser over here.
Yeah.
It's quite big, going all the way in there. And then your exhausts, those don't look standard. I could hear you a couple of streets up. That's how I gave you a phone call.
Oh, okay. What happened was, yeah, on the ends,
Yeah.
it's got a chrome fitting,
Okay.
which I took off because I preferred the look with all the black
With all the black.
at the bottom.
Right.
And that might make a,
Small difference on the,
I
on
guess,
the upwards,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Pete, so here we are inside the vehicle.
Yes.
In true Italian fashion.
Correct.
It's beautiful. I see carbon on your steering wheel. I see a red button there, the start button.
Same as what you find in the same position as a Ferrari. Correct.
Okay, and then you've got those beautiful polished flappy gear levers there.
Yeah, nice and big ones.
Yeah.
And so you can operate them around the racetrack quite easily.
And then obviously you don't have a sunroof, which makes it, I would understand because this is a race edition, so you would not expect a roof on it at all.
No.
Yeah. And then tell us what sets this car apart inside from other vehicles?
I think, it doesn't disappoint as a sedan, in terms of space, cabin space. The seats are very comfortable, although they've got very good support, as you can see. Very close, very typical race seat style.
Yeah.
But comfortable even on long trips. And then I would say inside the car, the thing that makes it for me comfortable is the fact that I can drive it and not listen to the radio. I just listen to the engine. My radio I never switch on.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you want to know you've got a good car, it's when you keep your radio off.
That's it.
Yeah. And then obviously it's got the usual stuff, which is your climate control, and then it's got your infotainment over there.
Yes, and you got lots of controls on the steering wheel for if you want
the multi-function steering wheel. Yeah,
that's it.
I'm not a big fan of multi-function steering wheels.
I hardly use these buttons.
Yeah.
Like things like cruise control and volume control for the radio. I don't bother about.
Okay.
Obviously, because I like to drive a car.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it on cruise control and cruise at a certain speed.
Yeah, then it defeats the purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aircon works very well. Ventilation in the car is good.
Okay. And I see it's got good headroom as well. I mean,
the cabin space is very adequate.
And you can actually see the bubble on the roof line.
Yeah.
Giving you that headroom. Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
Oh, great. So let's see the back. So you've got the carbon edition seats.
Yep.
And these come standard with the race packet.
That's it.
Okay.
These what one would refer to as sort of kind of race designed seats or semi-race seats. Comes with a carbon backing, very supportive. The shape is very supportive. In my race car, my Golf GTI, I've got a proper race seat. Okay, so I know how important the support is. And this is so good, compares very well with my proper race car.
Proper race seat.
Race seat, yes.
Can we have a look at the engine bay?
Yes, certainly.
These doors are light.
Yeah.
So this is the 2.9 in all its glory.
That's it. There you see the
Okay.
V6 90 degree,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
is a derivative from Ferrari.
This is the California engine. All right.
Mm.
Wow. That's also your airbox going in the air intake.
That's it.
Yeah. You look at this motor, and then you look at the AMG engines, which tend to be much more dramatic in when you open the bonnet, and just to think that this puts them down, you know.
Okay.
And it's sort of a sleeper because this is a Ferrari motor
Yeah,
in an Alfa, and when you open, you don't see anything which suggests
that's it.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure when you get to the racetrack, the guys don't take it seriously until he's not moving.
Well, they most of the petrol heads
Yeah.
understand the reputation of this
car.
car.
Yeah.
So when I do come across them, or when I do talk to them at the racetracks, then they show respect.
All right. You can see the carbon here very nicely on the bonnet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just classy. Right? Yeah. I like that. Pete, can we get a rev?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
do
what?
that.
The 2.9. I could hear you from a mile away. That's why I called you,
Ah, okay.
because I could hear you getting lost, going up and down the street.
Yeah, I had it in when I drive normally. I've got it in dynamic drive or sport mode,
Yes.
which opens the exhaust valves.
Okay.
So that's why it's louder.
Okay.
In normal driving mode, it's a little bit more sedate. The sound is a little bit more sedate.
All right.
And when you activate your dynamic drive, it opens up the valves.
Okay.
And when you activate the race mode, it opens up the valves properly.
All right.
Then it talks.
Okay. Let's hear that.
Okay.
Okay.
You want me to do it in race mode?
Let's first start in normal mode, then
Okay.
we'll go to race mode.
Okay. Okay, I'll go from normal to dynamic and then race.
Okay, fine.
I'll give normal mode a rev,
Yeah.
then I'll switch over to dynamic, I'll give it a rev,
Okay.
and I'll switch to race and I'll give it a rev. Okay. Capture that.
When that race mode goes on, you can actually hear that
Yeah.
change. Yeah.
Even when it's idling.
Yeah. When
You
go
change
into
the
the-
race, whoops,
Yeah.
immediately all
Yes.
the valves open up. Yeah.
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 Pete, thank you so much for taking the time to come here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have a look at your Fiat 500
Okay.
and then your Golf. That's your race.
Yeah, the Golf remains in Joburg
Yeah.
because it's a race car. It can't go on the road.
Okay.
So I've got the guy who looks after my race cars, Graham Nathan, from Nathan's Motorsport. And the car stays at his premises. His workshop is there right by Kailami.
Okay.
The car remains there. And he actually ferries it, you know, on his big truck, his transporter,
To the
various,
tracks.
to the
Okay.
various racetracks,
Okay,
and I
yes.
just meet up with him there.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that car is there. The Albath is here in Elspeth. We'll have a look at that at some stage.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then sometime we'd like to join you in the pits.
Yes, certainly, you're most welcome. It's always interesting, eh?
Yes, definitely.
Especially when you start understanding some of the design mechanics and stuff like
Correct.
that. And you talk to race drivers.
Yeah.
You can ask questions, so they can explain.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always interesting. Certainly.
Thank you, Pete.
Okay, Cliff.
Wonderful.
Thanks,
All
man.
right. Now we can enjoy the weekend.
All right, cool.
What's left of it?